And she kind of like talks sometimes like she's from a different era, from like in like a transatlantic kind of voice.
Oh no, this little rectangle's making noise. What do I do?
100%.
I spent all my food money on shoes.
Welcome back to And Just Like Yap, everybody. I'm Caroline.
I'm Andy.
Guys, I don't know if you know how excited I am, one, for the episode, but even more so for our guest today. This is the star of The Meddler, also starring Susan Sarandon.
Oh my God.
An incredible host, not to also mention an amazing photographer. You can go to his personal website to see his photographs from the last two red carpets for the Oscars, and the better half of Let's Chat with Currie and Adrian, a weekly pop culture catch-up podcast. Welcome to your ears and screens, Adrian McMillan!
Wow, what an incredible introduction, truly. I did not expect that, and so I'm just tickled pink.
Of course. Well, I told Currie, I was like, I gotta bring up The Meddler. Andy, Adrian's like in the first, is it minute? Of the
yeah, literally, first minute of the movie when I was working at the Grove, they decided to film at the Apple Store, which is where I used to work, and I was literally at an iPhone table with her, and I was just gobsmacked. It was thrilling, truly thrilling.
That's amazing.
Today I went across the street to the Apple Store and I got one of the new iPhones with the 64 gigabytes.
Adrian, we're so happy to have you here with us. We gotta know, what's your relationship to Sex and the City?
I have only seen the entire show once. I had never rewatched the episode that we're talking about until a couple days ago, until yesterday. The first time I watched it, though, I was 18 years old, living in New York City. I had just moved back to New York. That was the first time I ever watched it, kind of from start to finish, and was just, obviously, like, there was nothing like watching this group of people, this group of women exist in the city that I was living in. It was just fascinating. And so I love it. Like, I'm an apologist for the movies through and through. I love And Just Like That. So like I am very much, a ride or die Sex and the City fan, but it really did kind of mold a lot of the ways that I think about entertainment and media and just shows in general. It was just amazing.
I love that. Did you go to any of the spots that they filmed at when you watched it when you were that age?
Yeah, so actually one of my favorite restaurants in New York called Rosemary's, which is on kind of like West Village-y, the church that Miranda and Steve, I think, got married in, if I'm not mistaken, is like right across the street from the restaurant. The only other thing I can think of was the restaurant that I used to go to very frequently was called Cafeteria, and I think the restaurant that they eat at quite a bit was Cafeteria as well. It's kind of like their hang spot. It just felt like I was frolicking through the streets with them.
Which character from the Sex and the City universe, Adrian, do you feel like you most are or relate to? Does not have to be the core four women. You can go as wide in the universe as you want.
Okay, I have two, and they're both women. Number one, I will say, out of the four, I'll say is Miranda. Kind of no nonsense, just kind of knows what she wants, is a boss. I love that about her. The second, I would say, is the woman who falls out the window when she's smoking. And she's like, does anybody have fun anymore in the city? And I only say that because I've just had this resurgence recently in my brain. I've never smoked in my life, but there is something chic about having a cigarette that is I'm craving. Yeah. And so she, I think, is maybe my goal, the goal woman, minus the falling out of the window.
I was gonna say also, you love watching people fall, so that's also
hopefully not to their like deaths, but still, yes, you just minor trips and falls are funny. Yeah.
Adrian, you chose a very special episode to me. I'm very excited. Why did you choose I Heart and why?
When I first watched it, I don't really know how to describe it. It just feels like a breath of fresh air in my body. It is so, like, transportive. It feels like I'm in the city. It feels like I'm there. I'm craving the seasons changing. And I don't know if it's because, like, I live in LA and I'm from LA. There's not a lot of sense of time passing, even though it, like, tends to feel like it's flying by very, very quickly. But there's, like, no markers that we can kind of attach ourselves to. And so her kind of just talking about the seasons and the seasons of life and fate and like all of the, like, I'm literally getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. It's like, it's really profound. It like really is kind of profound. And then obviously just loving New York and kind of the history of New York and obviously the significance of when that episode came out after 9/11, all of these things. It's just like, it just feels like the stars aligned in many, many ways.
It's a beautiful episode.
I watch it with like every transition in my life. I watched it the last night I lived in Chicago.
Wow, that's amazing. That's such a good idea.
This is Season 4, episode 18, the season finale, February 10th, 2002. Carrie's in bed, and I don't know about the two. I love when Carrie performs when she's like at home. She's like, the seasons click. I gotta get my blanket from my bed, and it brings up other needs as well. So then we get that little image and this haunted nightstand. I just needed to look at that. Like, that phone feels like of such an era, the like sharper image, thin landline phone.
Wow, that's a throwback.
I know, I can feel how light it is in my hand. And Big is checking his watch, and she's like, who do you think it is? He's like, Princess Grace of Monaco. And now I need to start at the top. I am the big apologist on this podcast, and this episode is huge for me, and there's a lot going on here that gets me rowdy when it comes to Big. And this scene in particular does a lot for just their banter. And then we get this like crazy shot of him in the bed, like smoking a cigarette. It's definitely just like its motif of a man of a certain age that like is twice divorced at this point, and she can hear him through the phone smoking, and he's like, I'm bad.
I don't know if you guys know this about me. I hate Big with a capital H. I do not like him. I've never liked him. I'm a Berger apologist. Like, I wanted him to and her to be. Yes.
Soulmates.
Oh my god. I've never heard anyone else say that. Oh my god.
I think he was the one for her.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are so unwell.
You're vindicated.
Not the time nor the place, but I am also a Berger apologist, even though he's also horrible to her. The thing about Big with me is like, I want to be sexually attracted to this man because the circumstances of their relationship, the on again, off again, like, I don't know, it's just like classic rom-com shit that like I am emotionally like wanting to be attracted to. But even as a 36-year-old woman, I'm still like, this man's too old.
I couldn't agree more. And I kind of get the dynamic always. Like in their conversation, I'm like, what's going on here? You know, especially here.
And then she asks him, do you ever feel lonely? And he's like, sure, yeah, whatever's gonna get you to my apartment. She's like, we're just gonna keep each other company. And then we have the worst transition, one of the top jump scares of Carrie at Big's door. Get it while it's hot.
Oh my god.
And his reaction is all of our reactions. That's not what I want in the middle of the night.
He got the ick, I think. Yeah.
He got the ick big time. And Carrie, Captain Obvious, puts it together very quickly. Your furniture's gone. And he's like, well, that's why I'm leaving New York. The crime. And this is how we find out at 2 a.m. Big is moving. He's moving to Napa, of all places. And of course, Carrie's like, as in California? Yeah, where else, Carrie? Like, crazy woman. We find out he's bought half a vineyard. And then we get another one of the iconic lines from this episode. Well, if you're tired, you take a Napa. You don't move to Napa.
Oh my god. And sometimes she doesn't really talk like a real person, but that's okay. We forgive it. You know what I mean? It's okay. Because it's funny, it's cute, it's corny. I love it, you know?
We've said this in many ways before, but basically, like, I think Carrie sometimes is a reflection of like Michael Patrick King's worst impulses. You know what I mean? Like, he typed that line on the page and was like, "Oh my god, I'll make her say it, so I don't have to."
He was just scratching the itch. Yeah,
exactly.
And then we cut over to Samantha. Okay, the best visual. So Richard's coming. Okay, I gotta tell you, I'm also into Richard. This says a lot.
Oh no!
I am so into Richard.
Caroline, you need to address this with your therapist. This is not okay.
No.
I am willing. I can let Big slide, but Richard, right? Like, you need help.
I can't. This painting of Samantha, like, she looks like an elevated Kathy eating chocolates in bed. Yeah, with like this long silk gown. She's eating half a box of chocolates. I'm sure it's like Godiva, not C's candies. Oh, so luxe. And then Richard's like, what's up? I mean, besides me. I'm like, and Samantha's like, I don't appreciate being kept waiting. And tells him that she has a gift for him. And he's like, is it an actual gift or are we talking sex? Because that's just been their dynamic. We see this like long box. We're like, what do we think's inside? Now, Samantha.
Horrific.
Okay, well, I've gone back to the archives of me and Andy watching this during COVID, and this is a text that we sent each other at the same time.
I literally think in my notes I said like TJ Maxx, like back stock, like never bought, like never, everybody's ever gonna see the light of day. It's horrible. And for her to have a friend who's in the art business and she picks that is like it's so asinine. It's
insulting.
insane.
And then we cut back to Ick headquarters. They're going through like the 2 things that Big has left out of his boxes, including a record from Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Carrie's favorite bit going, exactly how old are you? And we find out it was his parents. And he starts playing Moon River. And she's like, oh, you can't be serious. It's a classic. Listen. So it's Henry Mancini, who's obviously in Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961. There's some more Breakfast at Tiffany's stuff that we'll see later. But it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. He said Audrey's version is his favorite version of Moon River, Henry Mancini. I was an Audrey Hepburn freak when I was 11.
Okay, now this is where maybe Andy is going to jump off the ship with me, but I very rarely go backwards. I only go forwards on my terms. So like if somebody comes over and says, we should watch Breakfast at Tiffany's, I say, no, I'm not watching that. I'll watch it when I want to watch it. You know what I mean? So I've never seen it before, but I do not Carrie because if I'm not mistaken, she also says it's corny, this song, which I totally disagree with. Is that right? Or am I?
No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. I reject that. That's one point against Carrie in my book for her calling it corny.
Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of the rare movies from that time that I love, and it has more to do with, like, it's an important movie to my mother. I love this song. And so Carrie calling it corny, I also agree, is like, what the fuck are you talking about? You literally just came in here and said, get it while it's hot, and you're going to call one of the greatest pieces of songwriting of all time corny? Like, get out of here.
Exactly. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
And then she's like, she's like, that pizza will be fantastic for breakfast. Like, lest we forget that she brought that insane pizza over.
Right, exactly. She's like, I spent good money on that pizza, Big.
You better eat it. You better eat it.
It is such a cinematic scene, and like the energy between the two of them, I don't know, there's just something so wistful about it. Like, these two could never like find the right way to be together, and like now it kind of seems like it could work out, but he's leaving. It's
like the wrong magnets, you know what I mean? Like they're always kind of being drawn but like rejecting each other, you know?
Exactly.
But it was funny, I realized like when we get this like last look of Big, like thinking about it, I was like, oh, the lyrics of Moon River really are fitting for the two of them, like two drifters off in the world. Like I was just like, oh, this is really, I've never thought about like that song choice with the two of them before. I mean, I love this little like wistful look from Big, because it's the most we sort of ever really get out of this from him. But the girls are at breakfast the next day. Carrie tells them the big news. It's the end of an era. I love the pretzel necklace. The pretzel necklace I love so much.
It's enormous.
I disagree, but it fits so well into her personality that I have to agree with it. Does that make sense? Like, I just, you know what I mean? It's like, I get it for you. I know why you're wearing that.
And they start talking about they're surprised when anyone leaves New York. Like, where do they go? Because to them, Manhattan is as far as the world can be. And Miranda's like, the real world? And then Charlotte asks the tough question. Big wasn't even going to tell you that he was just leaving. And Miranda has this comment that I think is so funny, is so real, that it's like those guys you have the great second date with and never hear from again. I pretend they died. And I was like, it's very real, very real.
It is kind of, that's a wild perspective, because, I mean, it's strange that like you're interacting with this person for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however, and then literally they're just gone. Like, it's like you have no material sense of like who they were, where they went, any of that. That's kind of fascinating.
You invested time getting to know them, and then they just can't even give you the courtesy of like, hey.
It's weird. It's definitely a weird experience.
So then Carrie's like, okay, well, back to brass tacks. Going on a business sex. What do we think? And immediately 9-month, 10-month pregnant Miranda's like, no, thank you. And Carrie's like, come on, we like each other, we respect each other. And Charlotte, this lunch scene is one of my favorites too. She had sex with Steve, and she's like, what do you think happened?
My God.
And then Samantha's like, sex with an ex can be depressing, because if it's not good, then you just had sex with an ex. Carrie, this is why you can't backslide. You can't backslide. It's bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Samantha really changes the tide, saying this love stuff is a motherfucker. And everyone is like, it's like I would have loved the entire restaurant to stop eating, because they're talking about love.
Yeah.
Record scratch.
Yes.
Samantha Jones is talking about love. Then we have like the craziest part of the conversation, where it's like, it's almost like meta, that's like the discourse between the friend group is like what the fans say on the outside about Carrie's love life, that she's like, I always thought you and Big would end up together. And then Miranda's like, no, it was Aiden. And Carrie's like, okay, well, this is all very informative that you all have these opinions on my love life. And Miranda, like Adrian, as you said, just being very blunt one here, she's like, you don't have enough distance to have sex with your ex. And that's like only the real friend could say that to you.
100%. And I was going to say too, Andy and I would be at the next table saying, but Berger was the one.
Yeah.
But she hasn't met Berger yet. She hasn't met him yet.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
man.
Doesn't
You
matter.
See, thank
We'd
you
be
for
at the next
refreshing
table
my
being
memory.
like, have you heard of Jack Berger? Have you read any of his books?
We would be the Bene Gesserit making the plans and planning all of it for her.
And I'm just seeing we're going, go to Biggs! Go to Biggs!
Oh my god.
She just like,
Dead.
date Jack Berger.
when he puts his hand in the
Oh
box.
my god. Yeah,
Oh,
it's so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
God
my
bless
God.
Miranda.
Miranda's not afraid to hurt Carrie's feelings, which is, it's like, it's like how, like, when I was a teenager, like, you're just so mean to your mom because you know that she will always love you no matter what.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing is, like, Miranda does actually care about Carrie and doesn't care if she says something that's going to upset her because it's better for her to, like, be honest with her.
And we find out now another revelation at the table, another record scratch. Charlotte hasn't had sex since Trey. And Samantha's like, it's the only way to move on. And then we get the third button, use a condom, a rule of threes. And then we get one of our favorite little voiceovers. I got to thinking about fate. Can you make a mistake and miss your fate? And I was like, oh, what do we think?
That's kind of wild. I think yes. I think 100% yes. But I'm kind of the belief that there are so many alternate kind of paths that are constantly happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that burnt toast theory. It's like where you burn your toast in the morning. There is a reason why that's happening, whether it be in 5 seconds from now, 10 minutes from now, 5 years from now. I truly believe that those types of things really too kind of alter the path of the life that you're taking. So obviously in a scenario like this, they're kind of, talking more broadly about the relationship that she has with Big and kind of what that will mean for the rest of however long she's going to be thinking about it or whatever. But I do think mistakes can change your fate for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Very everything everywhere all at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Caroline, going back to the slide before really quick, I just have a question for either of you. Do either of you ever, like, when you're, like, on a plane or in the car or whatever, like, just you're staring out the window and you're just like, I'm in a movie where I am the protagonist and I'm, like, having thoughts and feelings out the window. Like, do you guys ever do that?
I think I do, to be honest. The larger part of that, I think, equation that I kind of struggle to wrap my head around is that experience is happening to billions of other people as well.
Totally.
Like, driving next to somebody on the freeway, I'm like, wait, they have a whole life. They have family. They have friends. They have troubles. Like, that's where I think, like, I need to just, like, never leave my house again. Because, like, I physically cannot wrap my head around it. So it's of the same, it's like the same kind of thing. Like, I'm in this magical world of life or whatever, and it's like, this is a movie. It kind of is a movie.
Yeah. We're just like one little small dot on a big planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I do think my compulsive watching of this show over the years probably influenced that. I'll literally be like, I need a better song for staring out the window right now. Like, this isn't the right song for this scene in the movie. Everything
in life is like programming, in quote. It's like about curating things that make you feel good. And so in that scenario, I totally, it's the same thing as like changing the song when you're driving. You're like, this doesn't fit the vibe. You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, yes, I think of another iconic moon scene. I always think that probably altered my brain is watching Grease a million times. And Olivia Newton-John, when she's doing Hopelessly Devoted to You, and she's like putting her finger in the pool outside, and there's that like face of John Travolta in the water.
Yep.
I don't know if that
God.
like also mentally, made you insane. But for me,
it's so funny. It's very funny you mentioned Grease because as we're going forward, I thought that, and I know this is a very fast jump ahead, and we will get to it, but I thought that Samantha looked like Stockard Channing in Grease with that.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh my God!
So I love that you brought up Grease. I'm very excited to chat about that.
The fate is led into Charlotte is a docent now because she's obviously like gave up her gallery job. I'm still mad about that. That is one of the things that will always make me mad that she gave up her job at the gallery. She would have been fine.
But again, think about what would have happened had she not done it. You know what I mean? Like, would she? How would her life have shaken out that way? It's a very similar kind of argument.
Yeah, and they're in front of Monet's water lilies, and this idiot is like obsessing over like definitely friends with what's his face, the Supreme Court justice. I blocked his name out of my head.
Brett Kavanaugh?
Yeah, Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh my God.
Charlotte's got a job, and this man won't leave her alone and keeps trying to ask her to dinner.
On first glance, I was like, okay, this man feels like he could be a good fit for her, but that's literally strictly on aesthetics. And so, but obviously we kind of get a clearer picture very quickly.
Yeah, and you can tell that this man is looking to fit, check certain boxes. You can just tell immediately from the vibe. And we then get the jump scare. Bunny and Trey are at MoMA at the exact same time. This legend, look, we hate Bunny, but also Bunny's a legend and an icon.
Of course.
I need more drag queens to be doing bunny drag.
I was just having that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I fully agree.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that Frances Sternhagen, she came and did a master class in my acting class when I was in college. She was very old and clearly didn't want to be teaching a class, and she was just very tired and wasn't interested. And so we would do a scene and she'd be like,
That's incredible.
I thought it was nice.
Oh my God. Literally bare minimum.
Everybody in the class is oh my god, it's Frances Sternhagen, it's Bunny McDougal, we're freaking out, what's she gonna say, what wisdom is she gonna impart? And then she'd be like, well, that was nice to watch.
Oh my God. Gave you some tenacity to keep fighting.
So Bunny, of course, hates Monet. We find out very quick, of course she does. She doesn't like anything other than her son. And he's like, you've got to simply form an opinion, mother. They're on their date night. Now that, he's single, they're back to their normal date night. So these two will get to second base later. And Charlotte, they don't see her, but she sees them. Miranda and Steve, they're building furniture. She's like, aren't you going to point out that you were right? And he's like, you got 40 pounds on me. I just feel so, at ease when Miranda and Steve are together. I feel relaxed.
I really, really love them. I just feels, he's the most honest, pure, kind of naive, all of the best things about somebody who is just waltzing through life in the best possible way that they can. It's Steve in my brain, through and through, from episode 1 to the very last movie.
Miranda immediately cuts Steve off as don't cry. That's an ick for Miranda. Don't cry.
Yeah.
Oy, okay, we're back with Richard and Samantha. And Samantha's just showing a different color. And he's gorgeous, I got work to do here. And she's just on edge about everything. She's like, you want out of this, just say it. She's like, we didn't have sex just once. What about yesterday? And he's like, we were at the opera. She's like, I was bored. Which I was like, that's my girl. And she's attacking him for not hanging the hearts. And she's like, you mean I don't belong here? And he was like, okay, I checked the weather report today. I didn't see anything about a shitstorm. And immediately we cut to one of our favorite walk and talks. Samantha and Carrie are on the streets. She is so convinced he is plowing someone else. And Carrie should tell her, she's the bright side, you're not cheating on him. So maybe both can be true. You both are not known for being committal to anyone. And we find out, so Samantha has purchased a wig from the Raquel Welch wig line. But Carrie is obviously distracted from this because she sees this gorgeous pair of Christian Louboutins. They're called the Rose Petal. I found them. There was a black version of them on the Real that was sold for over $450, I think, a year or two ago. But these shoes are so iconic to me.
If I'm not mistaken, literally in the line before this, she was telling Samantha that she doesn't have bail money and then goes, or to bail her out if she gets arrested, and then walks and buys a very expensive luxury shoe.
Yes, and about 3 episodes before, she was begging Charlotte to give her money so that she wasn't homeless. So, yeah.
She was charging that credit card. She did not care.
And we were at the worst first date. Hasn't Charlotte been through enough? This man.
I know.
But I think it's a rite of passage after that you gotta go on a nasty, nasty date like this with a man that you're never gonna see again.
He's kind of hot though, sorry. He's very attractive.
I do find him visually appealing, yes.
Yes.
But we know what's underneath. I was he's visually appealing, but the soul inside is black as hell. That is
exactly.
This man has done unethical things left and right. And is immediately talking about his ex-wife, which is red flag. And you can tell Charlotte is equally as uninterested because she's like, I just need you as a palate cleanser. I just need this man to have sex with, and like I can move on with my life. Also, I meant to say, this is the last time you ever see Trey in the series. This episode is the last time you see Trey. We don't see him again after this. She's like, but she's ready. It's time. She's gonna have move on from my ex sex. And they go to.
She looks
Charlotte's,
amazing.
Looks incredible. Like I love this dress. I'm determined to move on from my ex sex. And then this man is immediately shows his cards. You live here alone? Wow. Was your ex like a king or something? Wow. I live in a studio.
Threatened.
I know. So his masculinity is this small. And why could I ever find a woman who's compatible with me? And then Charlotte immediately knows this is a no-go. I'm not really feeling that well. And that is the last we see of Eric Pedway.
The way he says wow as if he's like burping.
I know.
Like, wow, wow,
wow.
As if he's like about to throw up every time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny. And we got to the girls in the street. I also laughed this entire time because Carrie has this huge umbrella and Miranda's barely under it the entire scene. And she's like 12 months pregnant.
I mean, ain't that just a big old metaphor for Carrie Bradshaw in general?
Exactly right. Just looking out for herself.
I know. It's just so funny. And she finally tells her, like, I've given myself permission to sleep with Big, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. And Miranda's got bigger. She's literally about to, put a, 12-pound child through her vagina. She doesn't care that you're about to have sex with Big.
No.
Do we not ask about her labor? How's she feeling? And I've never noticed this line of foreshadowing before. I have the most amazing shoes and water will just not do, knowing what's about to happen in 5 minutes. It's so funny. I've never noticed that foreshadowing. And Miranda asks Carrie, will you be in the room with me? Okay, this is when I'm probably going to start crying talking about this episode. It's just so special, their friendship, and that Miranda's like, yeah, I want you in there. Steve is too emotional. These two at the end of the day are the love story. It's really these two at the core. It's so special.
Yeah. She in her most vulnerable moment wants somebody who we were saying before who speaks her mind, you know what I mean, whatever, is can have diarrhea of the mouth regardless of all of those things, is the rock that she knows that she will just be there for her. I love it. It's so I literally am getting
I know.
Well,
I think because we just did, with Currie, my motherboard, myself, Carrie shows up and holds her hand walking back down the aisle. It's these two together against the world. And Carrie's boundaries, I'm not cutting any umbilical anything. I was no, Carrie, I would not expect you to get anywhere actually where a doctor is. No one was expecting that of you. You barely want to step in a hospital. You barely called 911 for Big, so I'm not expecting much from you. Yeah, and we get more cinematic looks, the two of them. Big is just Carrie just looks gorgeous. He's in this classic suit. He can't not look at her. And they're talking about, she's I give it a week. And she's New York. And I just had the thought, I was could you imagine her saying this about Kansas City? I just can't picture Carrie anywhere other than New York.
No.
This is just the one place that Carrie's delusion makes sense. Any other city, they would be who is this woman and why did you leave her here? Get her out. And she's just aren't you gonna miss it? He's no, but I'll miss you, kid. And I was oh, this is so hot. This banter is just the chemistry between the two of them. It's just it's so magnetic. They kiss. And again, the record skip, the cell phone's ringing, and our little technological ding-dong. She's I don't have a cell phone. She's oh, golly, how the hell does this thing work? Just a regular old cell phone.
Oh my God. Incredible. And she kind of talks sometimes she's from a different era, from in a transatlantic kind of voice. And I'm where are you? You were just plopped on this earth like an alien.
Oh no! This little rectangle's making noise. What do I do?
100%.
I spent all my food money on shoes. I know, she's crazy.
And she's oh, Miranda, thank you. Big finally has to intervene, and he's oh God, this is the woman I'm attracted to. She can't put two things together. Miranda's very matter of fact, I'm in labor. I'm heading to Cedar Sinai. Cool as a cucumber. Big, this hot move is excuse me, sir, we have an emergency. We gotta get to Cedar Sinai. Here's $400. He just had $400. Just
I will give you that. That's very yes, I agree.
This man knows how to take charge. Also, I've had a thought about this, rewatching this episode. He couldn't just be bi-coastal. You couldn't just keep the apartment, lease it out, and then have the place in California. You have
he
enough
had the
money.
funds. Yeah, for sure.
We have this goodbye between the two of them. He's I can't believe you're leaving me alone with a horse and buggy. She's thanks for the ride, Prince Charming. Confirms he's going to leave at 5 tomorrow. And he's like, Carrie, and I couldn't get it. It goes too fast. He does this wink at Carrie that, like, I just, like, collapse like an Alex Mack puddle to the floor. That just, like, I'm slipping and sliding out of my seat, like New York in that meme where she's like this, going out of the chair. And then she, like, turns around and looks at him. And then they just, like, have that look. And now we're upstairs, and she's like, you will do anything to stop me from having sex with Big. And it's so iconic.
So good.
It's
knows
so
how to break the
good.
tension.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Miranda's like, oh, you look pretty. Miranda's just, like, out here just, like, trying to do her best. And she tells her, she's like, you know, I'm walking. It's better than having them break it for you. And she's like, I don't want any of that. You can do it. You can do it. Push chick. She's just being very direct. That's Miranda. She's not, as we said, very direct, to the point. And in the middle of this, the foreshadowing happens. So her water breaks all over the Christian Louboutin rose petals.
Oh my
I mean, God bless, but if I were Carrie in this position, I would freeze. Like, I would like to think that I'm, like, the most supportive friend in the entire world, but that would be a very shocking development in the evening if a water broke on me. That would be wild.
Yeah, this is, like, one of my most important people in my life, and I might need to just leave.
Totally. Yep, I couldn't agree more.
It's just a step to, that's like, this is a sisterhood beyond levels of comprehension that I've never seen. And, all right, Miss Tucker Channing.
She looks literally just like her.
She gets in the taxi, she's like, follow that car, and this driver's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, I'm sure this is like the beginning of his shift. He's like, what have I got myself into?
I love it.
And she's at Richard's door.
Oh my God.
We had to reuse the sassy shag for YouTube. Richard, unfortunately, is mid-plow. I like to think the art is what gave him the ick, because that would also give me the ick, but I don't know. I think he's just
also just a fucking dog, man.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I think this was going on before the art came into the picture.
But it didn't help. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. It was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, speaking of dogs. And Samantha makes her entrance, you bastard! And then he's like, who the hell? He doesn't even recognize her in the wig. Who the hell are you? She breaks the hearts, which honestly...
Good. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I hope that's in a landfill somewhere. And she's like, now your heart's broken too. And then this iconic woman going, who the fuck was that? And we're going to this queen, this nurse. She was on, like, Bull for 120, which is like one of those network shows. I was like, I didn't know there were 125 episodes of it, but there were. She does the thing that Miranda doesn't watch. She's like, come on now, push. And Carrie speaks Miranda fluently. Is like, don't say that. And then this moment I could cry. They just look at each other. Miranda looks at Carrie. They look at each other. And Brady's here.
Unreal.
Little Brady. And Steve's like, he's got 2 fingers. He's got 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 balls. He's got it because, you know, he's lost his ball this season famously. That's how we got Brady.
That's right.
Okay, I've never thought about this. Steve hands Brady to Carrie and not Miranda.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made the note of that too. I thought that's pretty fascinating though.
Thinking about that, I feel like it's because he knows that Miranda needs a second because, like, this is so foreign to her.
Maybe.
And he also knows that, like, Carrie is in the room as, like, Miranda's emotional support and is like, maybe we need like a
surrogate,
liaison,
an intermediary.
Yeah, something to just break that for sure.
Yeah, and that baby is fully 6 months old. Like, that's a fully cooked, like, has been out in the world.
Oh God, if you had to push that out, my God. Yeah.
And we find out she's gonna name him Brady Hobbs. Steve looks like he's about to lose it, and
he definitely starts crying.
Yeah, she's like, Steve, reel it in. It's a privilege that you're even here. We've allowed you in the room.
You see, I will say I don't agree with that. I think they should have let him cry.
Yeah, I agree too. Steve is such a sweetie. I know that, like, this is all about Miranda because she's having the baby, but, like, let the man have some emotions.
And I think it just kind of lends itself to him being, like, in tune with what's going on. You know what I mean? I literally have tears in my eyes thinking about it. But it's so good. Regardless, it's still amazing.
It's just, like, it's such a, like, poignant moment in the show, because it's like we're getting new life. It's the first baby, like, amongst the four. It's just like, and everyone's showing up. Charlotte's in the waiting room, and she's like, oh no, here comes Raquel Welch. She's so Charlotte has no idea what's going on because she's been taking care of Pedway, and she's like, Miranda has a son. Iconic line here, just what the world needs, another man.
Yeah.
They really pop off here. It's not even 5. Big's left. We see. Okay, I have chill. I'm gonna have chills in the next last slides. If you ever feel lonely, he leaves her the Henry Mancini album, and then he's like, if I ever feel lonely, there's a little envelope beneath, and he leaves her first class tickets to go to San Francisco, wherever.
This is surprisingly romantic for Big. He's so bad at accessing his emotions and doing nice things and saying nice things. Of course he had to get out of there. He was like, if I'm gonna do this, I don't want to be here for it. I can't handle the emotion of being here for it.
This is probably my favorite scene of the series. I'm doing a full reading of the voiceover in a second, but the Pixar leaf is coming down from here. And basically, so, Adrian, because you haven't seen Breakfast at Tiffany's, this is referencing a big scene in that, with Holly Golightly walking down the street, doing in front of Tiffany. So it's like almost, not quite a shot for shot reference, but that's what the two, and it did make me realize, I was like, Carrie and Holly Golightly are two of the same creatures. They're the same people, and I don't know how I haven't thought that for myself, but they are the same. And we get into that it is fall. Because we've come full circle. The seasons have changed. The voiceover goes, maybe mistakes are what make our fate. Without them, what would shape our lives? Maybe if we had never veered off course, we wouldn't fall in love, have babies, or be who we are. After all, things change, so do cities. People come into your life and they go. I'm gonna get through it. But it's comforting to know that the ones you love are always in your heart. If you're very lucky, a plane right away. And I think about that with Andy, and I just love you so much. I love you both so much. So this is it's just so sweet.
Okay, should we all start crying because I have tears in my eyes? I have tears in my eyes.
In the name of in the name of the Charlotte,
so profound.
The Samantha, the Miranda, amen.
It really is.
Oh my God,
stunning.
Caroline, I love you too.
I know, it's just Michael Patrick King was really in his bag when he wrote this one. I just every time. Oh God, and I love this sweater of her, this chunky sweater that she puts on. It's I heart NY. It's the best, and then we get this button.
I literally have goosebumps head to toe right now.
Oh my God,
it is unbelievable.
It's the best episode of television.
Exactly.
I think
and of course, could only happen when it happened. You know what I mean? It's just it's the stars aligned in the most perfect way. It's really, really stunning. It really is.
Such a beautiful love letter to New York. I mean, my God.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And to life, and to the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, all of it.
Seasons
it's
changing.
wild.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, any final thoughts, everybody? I just God, what an episode. It's really it's an all-timer.
I think, for me, the only thing that this tells me is I need to go back and do a full rewatch of the show as a fully formed adult with lived experience. You know what I mean? I think I would have a totally different perspective on things. Even though I loved it as much as I did the first time around, I think it's just I don't know. I do find myself going back to the finale very frequently where they're playing You Got the Love, and I have full chills thinking about that too. I think it's time. It is really time.
Adrian, if we've done any work on this podcast, I'm really thrilled to hear that we're going to get you back to a rewatch.
It worked.
It's just a masterpiece, and I love revisiting it. I've watched it 1,000 times. I don't know, the whole thing with Miranda and the baby, because she's the least likely character.
I know.
To have a baby, but it was, I don't know, I think this had a pretty profound effect on me as a teenager of on the one hand, ooh, I never want to go through that experience. It seems horrible. But also on the other hand, being you can be somebody who doesn't seem like the type of person to have a baby and still do it and do it your way and have your own chosen family around you. I don't know. There's a lot in this episode, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just family, the definition is fluid and whatever you want it to be, and it's just this is such a perfect encapsulation of that.
I'm so glad that I picked this one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so thrilled.
Adrian, this has been such a pleasure and a treat for us to have you with us. Where can people find you? Plug what would you like to plug, written, promote?
Well, thank you for plugging my website at the beginning, adrianmcmill.com. I'm also Adrian McMill on Instagram, and those are really the only two places that I love to socialize.
And where can you find the Meddler? The Meddler's on iTunes.
Meddler's on iTunes. You could find it probably at a Walmart DVD bin, like anywhere. Yes, there's lots of places. Yes, for sure. But yeah, those would be the best ones.
Yeah, and of course, Let's Chat with Currie and Adrian, my favorite weekly pop culture recap podcast. They'll tell you every movie and new music. They have often they've got their fingers on the pulse on music as well. So I highly recommend seeking them out on all the platforms. But thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us for yet another Sex and the City recap. We have been having a blast doing these. We have some more fun guests and more episodes that we'll continue doing. But as we know, Easter is approaching, which means Euphoria is almost here. So we will be, against our wills, recapping all of Euphoria this final season against the wishes of our therapist. We will be there, so you can find us after every episode of Euphoria on YouTube, and we are on Instagram and TikTok, and just like Yap. So let us know in the comments how you're feeling. I hope you've got your Mirandas, your Samanthas, Carries, and Charlottes to relive this episode with as well. And we'll see you in the comments as always. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.